Hi everyone, it's Melissa and welcome to another vlog. I have really been enjoying doing reading vlogs lately and they're just easier to film for me with how my schedule is right now, rather than like a sit down video where I have to find like 20 to 30 minutes of uninterrupted time. So I thought I would bring you along for a spooky reading vlog. I'm going to grab the books that I'm reading or will be reading over the next week or so and hopefully bring you along on a few autumnal / spooky things this week. Here's what I'm going to be reading. I am going to be reading Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I've already read a fair chunk of it. I'm about 50 pages in. My thoughts so far are I've missed Stephen King. I haven't read a Stephen King in many, many years, and this is just reminding me why I love his writing so much. His writing is so immersive. I immediately feel like I know these characters. I am immediately immersed in the setting and like I just feel like I know this town. I just know these people. I love that kind of writing. He's already foreshadowing a bunch of stuff. I do know one thing that happens in this book and it hasn't happened yet, so I'm just waiting for that to happen. No spoilers in this vlog, by the way. The other couple of things are things I can dip in and out of because I am still working through that massive 1,000 page fantasy book I've been reading forever, and I'd like to get it done before the end of the year, so I will be reading a little bit of that, even though it's not really a spooky book. That's okay. So the other two things I have are more kind of like read something every now and again. So I have a short story collection, The Bloody Chamber. And another thing that I want to dip in and out of is Monsters, She Wrote, the women who pioneered horror and speculative fiction. It's like 10 o'clock and I'm just about to head to bed, but I wanted to update on my reading. My daughter, oops, can you see? There we go. Decorated my bed, by the way. So yeah, I read more Pet Sematary. I got a good chunk read. I think I'm on page 70 or something like that. Still really enjoying it. I really like Stephen King's writing, and something else I'm remembering that I like about his writing is how he takes his time. It's a very slow burn, and he's really setting things up, getting you immersed, and there's this feeling of foreboding. I'm sure there's some foreshadowing happening. Well, I know there is. I know one specific thing that's going to happen, so I know that's been foreshadowed. But even if you didn't know anything about the book, there's just this feeling of foreboding. You know something ain't right, and there's just something not sitting well, right? But nothing bad has happened. It's just this feeling, and like I said, he really takes his time, and I relish it. I love that feeling, and I'm just reading it, waiting for the other shoe to drop. So really enjoying that. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, I just read the first little section of Monsters, She Wrote. So I read the section on Margaret Cavendish. So she may have written the first science fiction. It's debatable whether it was really science fiction, but at the very least speculative fiction, I guess. And it was really interesting. I had never heard of her. She sounded like a real badass. I highly recommend looking her up. But one thing that's kind of, I was going to say a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's going to blow up my TBR. And that's at the end of every section, there's this like reading list. And I just want to read all the things on the back of that. So this is not going to be good for my TBR. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this super readable, like not a super heavy or dry book, like very kind of like poppy. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like, you know what I mean? I wanted to say pop science. It's not science. Pop culture. It's an easy nonfiction read. That's what I'm trying to say. Clearly, it's my bedtime. Very quick update. Weird, strange, creepy things are finally starting to happen. And not spooky book related, but I have to share because I am so excited. This beast that I've been reading for 82 and a half years, I have officially hit the halfway point. So, just wanted to share the joy. I am officially creeped out. I finished reading the first story in The Bloody Chamber. It's the title story, and I really enjoyed it. This is basically fairy tales, and it has that kind of grotesque and eerie, creepy, haunting feel. Loved it so much, and I'm very eager to get to the rest of these. So this is exactly what I was looking for spooky reads. And to update the other things I am reading, I'm about 100 pages into Pet Sematary, still very much enjoying it. King keeps dropping hints and foreshadowing something that I already knew happens, and I thought it happened quite early in the book, but 100 pages in, it still hasn't happened yet. So now I'm thinking that it might be happening much later in the book, which is really going to set me on edge. You can come over here if you want. Are you almost done? I'm just doing a video, but you can talk to me. That's okay. Oh.
Hello. My eyes are going this way.
Your eyes are going that way. Do you know why? Because the camera is actually this little dot right here. So you have to look at that little dot if you want to look right at the camera.
Hello. Hi, my name is Coraline.
So the thing that I know happens, I've been waiting for it, is making me very tense because I know when it happens, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot to handle. And I just want to rip it like a Band-Aid. I just want it to be over and done with already. But now I'm like, oh man, is this going to happen actually way later in the book? Because then I'm going to be on pins and needles just waiting for this thing to happen through the entirety of the book. And that is going to make for a very tense feeling, which, I mean, I guess is the whole point. So that's fine. And I've read a little bit more of Monster, She Wrote. I really like this. It's basically more or less chronological, so it really gives you the history of speculative fiction from women writers and how they basically helped to create this genre. I'm still in the gothic section, but very excited to learn about all of these wonderful writers because although I am very much a fan of horror and speculative fiction, I admittedly know very little about its history. So I am really, really enjoying this. And I'm going to sign off here. Hopefully I can finish these before the end of the month and update you in my final wrap up what I thought about everything. If you've read any of the books I've talked about, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching and we'll chat soon. Take care. Bye.